Defense 101, especially a country so sensitive to violating airspace that doesn't even want our country to visit our allies in Taiwan. I mean, this guy he's got to get a backbone, or can he not? This is why I've been raising the question and saying for a long time, all of these foreign business deals with our number one geopolitical foe, China, our number two geopolitical foe, that would be Russia, and then you got Kazakhstan and Ukraine, et cetera, has this influence? Is this influencing the president's ability to deal firmly and objectively? In other words, my question is, I want to know if have compromised the Biden family. And I don't know the answer to that, but there's an awful lot we're talking about, especially with China and Russia, number one and number two, geopolitical foe. It's interesting. So earlier today, General Pat Ryder, states the obvious. The Chinese balloon is a surveillance balloon, reconnaissance balloon violating U.S. airspace. He says it's unacceptable. Yeah, no Adam Schiff.
Can you give us a little bit more on the status of the central U.S.? What state? Do you have any guidance for people as they see this balloon, or they're trying to photograph it, or maybe try and interfere with it?
Sure. Thanks, Tara. So, first of all, we are aware of the PRC's statement. However, the fact is we know that it's a surveillance balloon, and I'm not going to be able to be more specific than that. We do know that the balloon has violated U.S. airspace and international law, which is unacceptable. And so we've conveyed this directly to the PRC at multiple levels. And in terms of specific locations, I'm not going to be able to go into specific, and other than to say it's moving eastward at this time.
Now, Mark Esper, who's Secretary of Defense under Donald Trump, he seems to take my position. Well, I don't know if he said that he would recover the balloon first. I'd recover it. I'd want to know what equipment is in there. I want to know, maybe we can learn some Chinese secrets in the process, and we can recover it. I would think that's a doable mission, perhaps difficult, but we're the United States of America. We send people to the moon, they walk around, they get back in their ship, and they come back home. And if you can do that, I would think a reconnaissance balloon would be difficult, but doable. And if you can't do that, then we have option B, and this is the one that Mark Esper is talking about. Here's what he said.
First of all, I'm surprised by this. I think it is a brazen act by the Chinese to do this. We were just talking about whether or not it has more or less intelligence value than what they currently have. I don't think we know. And so my interest would be not necessarily shooting it down, but bringing it down so that we can capture the equipment and understand exactly what they're doing. Are they taking pictures? Are they intercepting signals? What are they doing, and what is the level of technical capability? It will tell us a lot about what their capability is of doing that. Now, failing that, I would definitely shoot it down, provided that there's no risk to people on the ground. They obviously are looking for something. They need information that I would assume that they can't get through satellites. And so that's why I would be very interested in getting hold of this, whatever the payload is, and understanding exactly what they're looking for and why. And then, of course, it gives us a good sense of their level of technological capability. The Chinese have been spying on us for years, for decades. We know the FBI tells us that, every 12 hours they open up an espionage case. To me, this is a brazen act. And so at the political level, we have to push back. We have to defend American sovereignty. And we have to make clear to the Chinese that we're not going to tolerate this.
Yeah, but of course the FBI, we know, has more pressing priorities, like going after angry moms and dads that don't like the curriculum and speak out at school board meetings. They have other priorities like meeting weekly with big tech companies, telling them there might be a misinformation campaign in the lead up to an election about Hunter, knowing damn well that the Hunter Biden laptop was real because they had it since December of 2019. What should we be doing? Victoria Coates is with us, former Deputy National Security Advisor to President Trump, and Security and Heritage. Welcome both of you back to the program. Victoria, we'll start with you. My first option would be that of Secretary Esper, and that would be retrieve it and bring it back to Earth. I'd like to study it. If not, option B would be to blow it right out of the sky.
Well, thanks, Sean, and good to be with you and with Jim. Yes, and the other question I might have is why didn't they take action against the balloon when it first entered U.S. airspace over Alaska? I mean, that would have been the place against it, where you have far less dense population, you have a better chance of capturing the balloon, and you send a clear message to Beijing that we're not going to stand for it. Instead, they let that thing just keep making the center of the country where sensitive things are, and did nothing to stop it until it got into the news.
I think that's very well said. Let's get your take, Lieutenant Colonel Jim Carafano. What should we be doing?
Yeah, they're untethered, which means that, they can target them. They have very little ability to actually for them. So there's a good chance that, eventually everything comes down. So the Chinese would make sure that there are things that are not recoverable in that. Eventually, so I wonder if it is recoverable or not. The other point is probably the best intel we're going to get off of that thing is by monitoring its electrical transmissions. The information that comes out. That signal through intelligence is probably the most valuable thing. To me, the bigger issue is here is this is the first time this has happened. Apparently, what's so long, this went over Canada. So this has been an ongoing threat that they've never discussed with the American people. They've never thought to mention it. To me, that's a really, really big problem.
I think it's a huge problem. Do you think this would be a difficult mission to retrieve this thing and bring it back down? They'd be able to detonate it themselves?
They would self-destruct it or make it, and if you got it, that would be very difficult. I doubt that there is really sophisticated technology on there that we don't already have. They have something special. But this is what raises the really, really big question, which is the Chinese have exquisite and growing capability in space-based assets that do this stuff much better. Why are they doing this? There's some kind of niche mission.
I can tell you why right now. And I think this goes into what's going on in Ukraine. I think that they have made an assessment, just like Vladimir Putin made an assessment, that Joe Biden is weak and frail, a cognitive mess, and they don't think that the U.S. is going to do a damn thing about it. They're getting away with it. Now, I do think they fear Donald Trump. I think they really did fear him. And, that little bit of...
You remember the TV show F Troop? There's a famous scene where the hot air balloon goes over how we tried, and they all just freak out.
I remember F Troop. I don't remember that particular episode.
Go on YouTube and find it. That's exactly what happened in the White House this morning. Look at the timeline from this morning. The first thing they did with the briefing was to try to dismiss this, downplay it. It was no big deal and everything. And then as the news of the morning really blew up, all of a sudden, they're pulling back Tony Blinken and everything else. It's very clear that they're completely unprepared to deal with this, that they really want to challenge and they don't do this, and it's chaos in the White House. So the Hakawi tribe is better at this than we are. The only thing that we have learned today...
By the way, you are really aging yourselves, because the percentage of this audience that remembers F Troop or Hogan's Heroes is probably, or Green Acres and Mr. Ed and Leave It to Beaver are probably not that large. Fashion, I think they should be in the Situation Room right now, and I know Joe's headed off to Delaware, like he spends every weekend with God knows who, because they won't release the list of the people on a weekly basis. But put that aside, do you agree with me, Victoria, that the Chinese have just made a calculation like Putin has, is that the United States is in a weakened condition and they have a president without the courage and conviction to do something significant here?
Oh, absolutely. And this timing stinks to high heaven, because Tony Blinken for the weekend. And bear in mind, Sean, that trip was a diplomatic gift to the PRC, because imagine that they got some kind of a diplomatic agreement with the Chinese to a nuclear weapon in Ukraine at the end of last year, and the payoff for that was Blinken was going to go and kiss the ring in Beijing, and they would have a big dog and pony show. And that gave the administration a lot of encouragement that they could collaborate on Ukraine.
By the way, why am I the only one that feels relieved that Winkin' Blinken? Because frankly, I think he's an empty shell.
No, it would have been an awful trip. It never should have been scheduled. But I believe that they slow walked this whole thing on the balloon because they didn't want in advance of the trip. They wanted the trip to happen. And they only canceled it, as Jim said, when this whole news cycle blew up. And you can see how seriously the American people are taking this kind of thing from the response that this story got. But the trip never should have been scheduled. It's outrageous. The not productive partners to us on anything, including climate and including Ukraine.
Quick break. Victoria Coach, Lieutenant Colonel Jim Carafano on the other side. Anyway, I want to remind you, if you want to fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer, I'll tell you what works for me, allthingsmypillow.com. If you haven't gotten your MyPillow yet, you're going to love it. It's the best pillow you'll ever use. You're going to love their incredible deal now going on with Giza Dream Sheets, the softest sleep on, made from the world's best cotton Giza. They're very durable, but the softest ones ever, and now at the lowest price ever, coming in as low as $29.98. And the Giza Dream Sheets come in multiple colors, styles, and sizes. You can upgrade your bedding right now, enhance your sleep. Every MyPillow product has a 10-year warranty and a 60-day unconditional money-back guarantee. You can go to MyPillow.com, just click on the Sean Hannity Square to get this deal on Giza Dream Sheets and other deep discounts on other great MyPillow products, or call 800-919-6090. Your name, they'll tell you what discounts are available. And when those products arrive, the sleep you have been wanted and needed and craved and desired, and the sleep you deserve, it'll be yours. MyPillow.com. Sean Hannity Square.
America with the absolute truth.
How has the left's agenda worked out for you?
Sean Hannity is on right now.
1460 and FM 101.1.
You know, tragically, last year had a record number of school shooting victims. Now, in active shooter incidents, schools go on lockdown, and locked doors impede law enforcement's access. Now, with Knox, both school officials and law enforcement have access to key cards, keys, floor plans, and getting them into those locked doors. Just go to schoolentry.com. That's their website, schoolentry.com. Schoolentry.com.
Tired of expensive vet bills? Temporary prescriptions still leaving your pet itchy with a dull coat or fur loss? It all starts with their food. Add Dinovite to supplement the nutrients they're missing to support a healthy digestive for an all-around healthier pet. Get a free probiotics booster with your purchase of Dinovite for dogs by using code DO.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
You've heard me discuss how my everyday aches and pains were affecting my daily life before I started taking Relief Factor. You've also heard me talk to you about how my friends and family have found relief from their aches and pains with Relief Factor. Well, let me tell you about Gary from California. Gary says, I cannot thank you enough. I am 62 years old and have just started taking Relief Factor. I've never felt better and will recommend Relief Factor to all my Gary. 3 weeks from now, you could be doing the things you enjoy doing. Your first step to living the life you love, free from aches and pains, could just be to order the 3-week quick start for only $19.95. After trying Relief Factor, over 500,000 people have gone on to order more. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 800-4-RELIEF to find out more about this offer. That's ReliefFactor.com or call 800-4-RELIEF. Live your best life and feel the difference with Relief Factor.
Binge listen this and all your artist stations, plus any song from our library of millions of songs, all ad-free. Get your free 30-day trial of iHeart All Access. You'll love it. Don't be basic, be extra. Start your free 30-day trial of iHeartRadio All Access now.
Trip for two, nail the final interview. Game with Doug. Brand new hug. Come here, kid. Give me a hug. The more you want to do, the more we want to do. New COVID-19 boosters designed for recent Omicron variants are now available. Learn about eligibility and schedule a free updated booster today at vaccines.gov. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
NBA fans, it's time to bring the hoops action to the palm of your hand with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. This week, new customers can bet $5 and win $200 in free bets instantly. Download the app now and sign up with code IHEART. New customers can bet $5 on the NBA. Get $200 in free bets instantly. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, with code IHEART. 21 and over in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario and Ohio. Bonus issued as free bets. Opt-in required. Eligibility, wagering, and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/basketball terms. See draftkings.com/sportsbook for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-426-2537. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 46739.
Let me guess. Unknown caller? You could reduce the number of unwanted calls and emails with online privacy protection. The latest innovation from Discover will help personal info, name and address from 10 popular people search websites that could sell your data. Do it for free. Activate in the Discover app. See terms and learn more at discover.com. Privacy protection.
Great gaming is hard. But great taste is just a Coke away. Next time you need a break, remember to pause, refresh, and keep playing. Want to watch your favorite players in action? Join us on Twitch for Coke Game Nights. To set a reminder for the next stream and get a link with more info, say, Alexa, get me ready for Coke Game Night. That's Alexa, get me ready for Coke Game Night.
Nickelback, the Get Rolling Tour. With Brantley Gilbert and Josh Ross. Get tickets now.
Selling your car on Cars.com is so easy. It's like the dealer is in your own backyard. It's all done in 3 simple steps. 1. Enter your car's details instantly. 2. Confirm with a local dealer. And 3. Receive a check on the spot or use the value to trade in your car. Cars.com is magical. Click or tap to sell your car on Cars.com today.
We continue our coverage of this reconnaissance balloon sent by China flying over American airspace as we speak, and the pathetic reaction of the Biden administration with Victoria Coates and Lieutenant Colonel Jim Carafano. So they're claiming that this is Lieutenant Colonel civilian, which is a joke to me, civilian research airship. Do you believe that lie? Because I think it's a lie.
Well, first of all, we've seen other things. They are going.
Chinese Victoria would have the ability to detonate that balloon if any attempt by us was made to recover it?
I do think they have to have some kind of internal kill switch on the technology, but again, we should be able to counter that. I think it would be worth taking a look at whatever it is that we could get back from this thing. And the key thing, though, is to send them a message that we will not tolerate this kind of intrusion of U.S. airspace.
What do you think, Lieutenant Colonel?
Well, you might be able to jam it and neutralize it and bring it down. This is very technical. I mean, now we're just doing Tom Clancy stuff here to figure this out. But the one thing I really don't understand is the administration said, well, we can't shoot it down because it might hurt somebody on the ground. And the notion that you couldn't take that thing out of the sky with a minimum of risk, who buys that? I mean, that's...
Yeah, I find this is just another embarrassing moment. Do you, either of you, believe, we have about 20 seconds for you each, do you believe that these have compromise materials on the Bidens based on what we know about their business dealings? Victoria.
It's hard to see how they don't, Sean. I mean, if they're giving Hunter Biden millions of dollars